Hi, budget friends. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. I have some updates to share with you for October, including spending and income, goals, and debt progress. It's been quite a while since I updated you on all of these, so let's take a look. Okay, so first I've updated all of my balances on my account dashboard. And now going into all of my income and expense transactions. So this is a list of all of the transactions that I've got going on for the remainder of October. You can see in November, this is my main account, and you can see that everything seems to be going okay. There is a point in time, if I keep scrolling down to December. In December, I have this pink and red. That means I'm just about to be over budget, and in red, I'm over budget. So I am watching out for that, and I will keep making updates so that I can avoid going into overdrafts. So I did want to share that. But the other thing that I wanted to share is my main income, which is my main job. I did get a little bit of a raise. So now I have a little bit extra to work with. Not a lot, but a little extra. And a little bit more goes into my retirement deposit as well because of that extra little bit of a raise. And my rent is still the increase. So as you can see here, my main income, this 2771, my rent takes up pretty much almost an entire paycheck, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I did want to mention that. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is I'm going to show you some progress on my credit card debt. I did pay, I believe it was $165 this month so far in my two credit cards that I'm trying to pay off by May 2025. And I have these two. These are being deducted from my main account, but also they're being taken out of my credit card here. So that's why there's some duplicates. But I have $355 that is going to go to credit card number 2, and I have $300 that's going to come out of, or I'm going to pay towards credit card 3. So you can see here on my credit cards, these are my two credit cards that I have that I'm trying to pay off. And if I highlight them both, you can see the total is $55.63. So that's how much I have left to pay off. So I can go to my credit card payoff now. Right now, the balance is 55.63.21 is the exact amount. And at the end of September, it was 57.28. So currently I'm at 55.63. So I did pay a little bit off. This 820 is the total amount that I plan to pay. So this was my original plan to pay my balance off by May. So I was essentially going to be paying $690 off each month for the most part, with a couple of months that were a little bit different. When my rent went up, I decided to make a change to the amounts. I decided I was going to put more money into savings and I was going to pay less on my credit cards. So this was the new plan. And this is what I actually have paid so far. Then in June, when I found out that my rent was going to go up in July, I made a change and I was going to only pay 150, but I ended up paying 216. So I paid a little bit more than I had planned. And then the same was in July. Was going to pay 150, but I ended up paying 216. And then in August, I was going to pay 270 and I ended up paying 278. This $3, one of the cards has a 0.99% interest rate and the other one has a 0% interest rate. And so both of them will be expiring. I think one expires in March and the other one is in May. So I'm trying to pay everything off by May. So then in September, last month, I was planning on paying 840, but what I did was if you add up all of these, it's $2,100. So if I add up all of these, what I ended up doing, because I paid a little extra in these 3 months, I ended up just balancing it out. So this total amount was 2,100, and so I just did the same thing for this total amount is 2,100. And then I was back on target. So this month I am on track to be able to pay this 820. It's quite a bit, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to sustain that for all of the months, but I do have savings. So whatever I end up not paying by the end of May, I'm just going to have to dip into my savings and pay the remainder off. So, but as of right now, 820, I am on track to be able to pay for that. $655 is what I have left to pay this month in order to have that 820 paid off. And to go through my goals progress, I have my credit card debt, which we were just talking about, the 5,728 from the end of September. This October amount is the entire amount of the 820 that I plan to pay off. So it will, at the end of the month, be 4908, which is great because I started in May at when I decided I was going to pay it off in 1 year. I was at 7812.57. I was planning on being under 2,200 by the end of the year, but I don't think I'm going to quite make it. So this goal will probably not be met for the end of this year, but for May, it still will be met. And then my car loan, I am still on track to be under 20,000 by the end of the year. So at the moment, I'm at 20,882, and this amount is the entire balance, including the interest that I will pay throughout the entire loan. So I am hoping that once I pay credit cards off and try and get some of my other goals in check, then maybe I'll be able to pay this off earlier. So we'll see. Hopefully I won't have to pay the entire interest. Hopefully I'll be able to pay it off early. But as of right now, I am still on track to have this one met by the end of the year, be under 20,000, which is great. Next, I have my emergency funds, which I've already met my goal. My goal for this year was to be at 8,000, to be able to save 8,000 by the end of the year. And I'm at 9,000 currently. So I have my 100%. I've met this goal and I'm thrilled about it. Now, the only concern that I have is by the end of this year, I'll be good. But next year, I am going to have to take a look at what my goal is going to be, because I will probably have to take some of the money out of my emergency fund to be able to pay the remainder of the balance of my 2 credit cards. I've been putting extra into my emergency fund because I'm trying to get some of the high interest savings from this as much as I possibly can until I have to pay my credit cards off. So we'll see how that goes. But for this year, I've already met my goal and I'm at 9,000, and then I'll probably have a little bit more than 9,000 by the end of the year. My retirement savings, not I don't believe I'm going to make this 1,800 saved by the end of the year. I did put a little bit less into my retirement 401k when my rent increased in July. I did slow down a little bit in my savings, but I should be coming pretty close. As of right now, I've put in $7,055 into my retirement fund, and I was hoping to get to 8.8 thousand, but we're going to see if I'm able to make that by the end of the year. I might be just shy of that. So we'll see. Okay, so next is side hustles. I don't believe I'm going to meet this goal. I had a goal of $100 a month, so $1,200 by the end of the year. I was doing pretty well in the first couple of months, and then things slowed down. Normally, things would pick up around August, September, but I do sell on Macari, so I just haven't been putting as much focus into it. I have been trying to put together maybe some other side hustles to see if I can try and make some more money. To date, so far, I've made $550 this year, which is quite shy of my goal of $1,200 by the end of the year. My next goal is my children's savings fund. I've been slowly progressing on this one. I don't have an exact plan yet for this one. I've just been putting away what I can when I can, but I do have a goal of I did want to have $10,000 saved up for each of my kids. I have some savings bonds for my kids and a savings account. So this is what I have so far. I have over 16,000 left to save up, and I have a goal by the end of 2028 to save up for this. So I should probably start putting some actual practical numbers to this. I haven't put anything in October yet, but I will be putting in October, November, and December. I don't have a specific goal per year. I should probably come up with a more concrete goal for 2025 and each year until the goal is met at the end of 2028. I have some time, but at this point, it's quite a bit to save up in just a short amount of time. And the next goal that I had was my holiday sinking fund. So I did meet my holiday sinking fund of saving up 1820 for this year. I did save up 1820, and all of that money that I saved up in September last month was all transferred from my holiday sinking fund into my checking account. So I took all of that money out and I still have it set aside for holiday spending. And I closed this account. It didn't collect any kind of interest really. It was like pennies for throughout the year. So I decided to close this account, and I am going to have a different goal for holiday sinking fund for next year. For this year, I did make this goal, so I got 100% met this goal, and I was pretty happy about that one. And then the last goal that I have that I set up this year was a new house fund, which I am looking to save up $10,000 to put towards a new house for a down payment. I don't know when I'm going to be able to buy a house. Right now, the interest rates are still too high. The home prices are still too high. And it's just not there's also not a lot of houses available. So it's just not a great time to buy a house. But as of right now, I have 2,598, almost 2,600 set aside for this. This is my personal stocks that I've been kind of dog-eared for a new house fund. I might stop putting into my emergency fund and putting more into this new house fund so I can progress with this one a little bit more. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have a date for this one. So those are all of my goals that I have for this year and the progress that I've made so far. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider subscribing. You can like this video and share your comments. I'd love to hear about how you budget and what your goals are. Thanks again for watching. Bye.